The reflection is like I told the players, the resume is on the tape, you know. So, like right now, I'm a horse football coach right now. That's honestly is how I think about it.
When Mel Tucker steps up to the podium for his weekly press conference, he's generally reserved and every response to a question is usually carefully thought out. However, this week it was a bit different. It's no secret he's coaching the Corners this year, so to see Washington's quarterback Michael Penix Jr. rack up nearly 400 yards, it had him using some words he hoped his mother wouldn't hear, and it's where we begin our chat this week.
Going into this week, you knew that after watching the film, you were probably expecting or anticipating what you thought, that you were going to be sick by it. You mentioned it did make you sick, but if you could break down more specifics of what made you feel that way.
There's really, lack of execution in the game. Not being able to execute things that we've, done in practice over and over and over again. That's the most disappointing thing. And when that happens, you have to ask, why. Why is it like that? And then you always start with yourself as a coach and the staff and see, what we can do better to help the players play better. And then you have to take a hard look also at the players. And, because there's accountability with coaches and players as well. Ask specific questions, you get a specific answer, and then make the corrections and then move forward.
You watched the continuous copy of the game against Washington, 7:05 in the morning. What did you learn about your team when they watched it all together? I
asked them some questions afterwards. I said, hey, what did you see? Because, you can't assume. They're watching, not sure what they're thinking. I asked, a few of our players, our leaders, our older players, what did you see? The word casual came up, lack of detail, lack of execution, because it was evident on the tape. And that's what you have when you have death by inches.
You mentioned, too, that you feel like you're a horse football coach. Is that because of how the secondary played and what you've been working on this year with them?
That's just how I'm built, as a coach. I've been taught since day one, since the day that I started coaching here, 1997, that if you're not coaching it, you're letting it happen. It's easy to pass the buck and, blame the players. But we first have to look ourselves in the mirror and see, okay, what can we do better? I know that I'm a good football coach. But our performance was not up to the standard. Myself, I'm in improvement mode, just like I am every day. However, I do know what the players have been taught and what they do know and what they should be able to do based upon their training. So there's accountability on both ends of it.
And you say you're going to make personnel changes. Mm-hmm. What specifically does that entail?
My philosophy is if a player shows that he's not able to get the job done on a consistent basis, to the standard, then you have to give someone else a chance. You may not know if that other person can do it as well, but what the results have been is not good enough. So you go to the next guy and he gets a chance. If he can do it, okay, and he can continue to do it, then he's got the job. If not, then you go to the next guy. And so, that's how we evaluate it.
So there could be some changes against Minnesota.
Yeah, there will be.
There will be.
Yes.
Definite answer.
Yeah, absolutely.
As you look at Minnesota, you have a tremendous amount of respect for them. PJ Fleck as well. They are pretty explosive on offense, just like a team you just played. So do you take this as just another challenge because you're going to be facing a very similar team when it comes to an offensive standpoint?
They run the ball as well as anyone in the country, which puts a lot of pressure, on your defense because we have to stop the run. And then we have to do a great job eliminating explosive gains in the passing game.
Keon had a great game for you guys. He's sort of been that guy who's been waiting for his moment, for his opportunity, his time. How do you hope that what he was able to do in Seattle carries over now as you approach Big Ten play? How much are you going to need that from him? Yeah,
it's all about consistency and performance. That's how you become successful. And so if you're having success, then you have to, make an evaluation of what have I been doing to have success, and you continue to do those things. It's all about what's next with Keon and the rest of the guys.
You saw some of the grit that Peyton was able to put forth on the field. He is a very competitive guy. He wants to win. He doesn't like anybody to, outplay you guys. What did you really, I guess, maybe see from him in that game as it continued to transpire that you were impressed with?
I've always said that no one's going to outcompete Peyton, and that was displayed in the game. We knew that if we could get him the ball, if our defense could get the ball back to our offense, that we could move the football, and especially through the air. He ran a good show. He took what the defense gave him. He threw check downs if it wasn't there. For the most part, he threw it away. He threw some really nice balls, and he used his feet. He gave us a chance, and so that was it was impressive. I know if you ask him, he's going to always talk about some things that he could have done better, but that's what competitors do.
Saturday's Big Ten opener against the Gophers is going to be another tough test for the Spartans defense because just like Washington, they are explosive on offense. Minnesota is averaging nearly 50 points a game. All right, we're going to go from the gridiron to the greens now. Next week, the MSU men's golf team is headed to the west side of the state. And when we come back, we're going to sit down with Coach Casey Lubon, and he shares why this is going to be a college golf event unlike any other.